in Russia for free.
Wow.
Not kidding. Specifically for Indian students looking at studying abroad without, spending a fortune.
Sounds promising, that's for sure.
It is. And we've got this great article from EdDeplore. They're an education consultant.
Okay.
Titles Free Education in Russia 2025 Session. Our guide for this whole deep dive.
All right, so what's the catch?
Well, let's see. Could be life-changing for some students, sure.
Sure.
The Russian government is offering 200 fully funded scholarships.
To Indian students.
Yeah, for that 2025 academic year.
200? Wow, that's a lot.
It is a lot. And fully funded, what does that even mean?
You got it. No tuition bills. The scholarship covers everything.
Seriously?
Plus there's a stipend, too, to help with living expenses. Imagine focusing on studying without that money stress.
Yeah, that'd be huge. Think of the savings. So tuition's covered. What about housing and stuff?
You get 50% off. If you live in university dorms, that is.
50% off.
Could be saving thousands of rupees each month.
Yeah.
Compared to, regular rent. You could travel, see Russia.
That is significant. Okay, so 50% off dorms plus a stipend. It starts at about 2,000 rubles a month. Not bad at all.
Nope.
You'll still need to pay for your trip to Russia and food and all, but this is super generous.
Definitely.
Is it just for undergrads, though?
No way. That's part of what's so cool about this. Masters, PhDs, even medical residencies are included.
Seriously. They've got it all. They really want those Indian students. Now, Russia's tough academically, especially medicine, engineering, anything to help with that.
Oh, yeah. This is interesting. You can fast track from a specialist degree to a PhD in some fields. Medicine, engineering, those kinds of things.
Oh, wow. More direct than what we're used to. So we've got residencies, specialist degrees, fast-tracked PhDs. What other fields are there?
Pretty much anything you can think of.
Medicine, engineering, architecture, management, even arts and sports. Amazing. I can totally picture Indian students doing well there. But language barrier. Does everyone need to speak Russian?
Nope. Another awesome perk. You don't need to be fluent to apply.
Okay.
Get accepted. You get a whole year free to learn the language before you start your program.
That's a nice cushion. A year to adjust, learn the language before all the studies hit. Now, where do you have to actually live? Are you stuck in just a few cities?
Not at all. You could be in Moscow, all that history and culture, or St. Petersburg with the architecture and art.
Right.
Or anywhere else, really.
Yeah.
Universities all over Russia are participating.
Amazing. You could go from Kaliningrad all the way to Vladivostok. That's choices galore. So lots of programs. You can live basically anywhere. Language support. This is shaping up nicely. But how do you actually APPY for these things?
That's where it gets a little more intense. It's all online.
All online.
You have to use their official platform, which can be a bit daunting, honestly.
No paper forms.
Nope. All digital. This is where having someone help you could be a good idea. Someone like EdDeplore.
Makes sense.
The article's authors, they can help with the process, make sure everything's done right. You don't want some little mistake to mess it all up.
Right. Makes a huge difference, especially if you're not, super comfortable with online stuff. So it's online, but what's the timeline? When does it all happen?
Gotta mark your calendars for this one. Applications open October 7th, 2024. They close January 15th, 2025. Not a ton of time.
So a few months.
Better start gathering your stuff now. Get ahead of it. No late entries.
No late entries noted. What stuff, though? What do we need?
The basics. Scanned copy of your passport, all your education certificates, medical certificates.
Okay.
And any document that's not already in English or Russian needs to be translated and notarized.
I bet there's some kind of consent form, too, right?
You know it. Plus, the actual signed application, of course.
Okay, so I've got all that. Passport, certificates, translations, consent forms, application. What next? How do they choose who gets a scholarship?
Well, it's a whole process, multi-stage, to really check out each applicant.
Okay.
First stage is from when applications open, October 7th, 2024.
Right.
Until they close, January 15th, 2025. You send in your application and they do a first review.
So stage 1 is all about the application. Then what?
Stage 2 goes from January 15th to March 1st, 2025. This is where it gets serious. Your application goes to Rossotredmishestvo.
Wait, hold on. What's Rossotred whatchamacallit?
Haha, it's a mouthful. It's the Russian federal agency for, well, a lot of things. Commonwealth of Independent States, Compatriots Living Abroad, International Humanitarian Cooperation.
Okay, got it.
Basically, they handle these scholarships.
So they're the ones going over applications, choosing who goes to the next round. Good to know there's someone specifically for that. Makes it fair, hopefully.
Huh.
What happens after they're done? Okay, so stage 2, that's when they narrow it down. Then what?
Stage 3 Starts March 1st, goes till October 1st, 2025. Now the Ministry of Education and Science gets involved.
Oh, wow.
And the universities, too. They'll be looking at those shortlisted applications, really going through them, you know.
That's got to be stressful for applicants. You made it through the first part, but now...
It's down to the wire. Then we hit stage 4. Starts September 1st, 2025.
Okay.
This is it, the decision. Final selections, scholarships are awarded.
Talk about a long wait. So what are they looking for exactly? How are applicants judged? I know it was different depending on the program, right?
Right. For undergrad and specialist degrees, it's 80% your grades.
Makes sense.
The other 20% is like your achievements, stuff outside of class.
Olympiads, all that.
Exactly. Showing you're, well-rounded, not just good at tests.
Right, right. What about master's and residency programs then?
It shifts a bit. Your previous education is 60%.
Okay.
But now those achievements are worth 40%.
So they're looking for more experience at that level, I guess.
Yeah. Publications, strong recommendations from professors, showing you can contribute to your field.
Right. And for PhDs, I remember that had an interview, didn't it?
Yep. For PhDs, it's 3 things. 70% your past education, 20% achievements.
And then 10% for the interview.
Exactly.
That interview's got to be tough. What do they even ask about?
It's your chance to really shine, Show your passion. What are your research interests? What are your goals? Are you a good fit for their program, their research?
So it's not just about being smart. It's about finding the right place. Now, you mentioned something about special quotas before. What was that about?
Oh, right. There's this separate quota, 71 scholarships.
Okay.
Different ministries and corporations run it. It's for very specific fields.
Not just anything qualifies.
Nope. Things like transport technology, agriculture, sports even, information security, applied math.
Wow, specific.
If you want one of those, you have to choose certain courses in universities. When you apply,
Seems like they really want people in those areas. Like, it's, strategic for them?
Definitely. Now, remember those Olympiad winners?
Get something special, right?
You bet. If you've won an international Olympiad, you might not even have to go through the normal process.
No kidding. Like, straight in.
Could be. Shows how much they want the best people, Okay, so you've applied, everything's perfect. What happens then? Just sit and wait. Well, you can track your application online. You should, actually. There are different statuses it can have. Each one tells you what's going on.
What kind of statuses?
First one you'll see is draft. Means you haven't submitted it yet.
Makes sense. Still working on it.
Then when you do submit, it changes to under consideration.
Okay.
Meaning it's in their system and they're reviewing it. Now you wait.
And wait, what else is there?
There's verified. Means the Russian House in New Delhi has looked it over. No major problems.
So verified is good, but not the end. What else could you see?
You might see returned for revision.
Uh-oh.
Meaning, well, something needs to be fixed. Don't freak out, though. They'll tell you what's wrong. You just got to fix it and resubmit.
Better to catch it then than have it rejected later, right?
Exactly. Now, the status everyone wants to see.
What's that?
Selected by quota.
Oh, nice.
You're through the first round. Application goes to the next stage. Time to celebrate a little.
I bet. Still a ways to go, though.
Definitely. But a good sign, for sure.
All right, so we've got the process down, how it works, what they look for, all that. But what's it really like to study in Russia? I mean, it's one thing to talk about it, but...
It's an experience, that's for sure. Russia has this amazing history, vibrant culture. It's a whole different way of looking at the world,
I can imagine.
You could be walking through Red Square, seeing those old buildings, or at the Mariinsky Theater watching ballet. Things you'll never forget.
Yeah, it's got to be more than just the classes. You're immersed in it all.
Exactly. And the people you'll meet, students from all over Russia, from all over the world, you'll make connections, friendships.
That could last forever.
And open so many doors, too, Professionally, personally.
Yeah.
It's a whole network you build. With other students, with professors.
Right, right. So it's not just what you learn, it's who you meet, the experiences you have. It's an investment in your whole future, really.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Before we finish up, what about the impact of these scholarships? On India, on Russia? I remember you saying Russia's focusing a lot on STEM now. Seems like these scholarships are part of that.
It benefits both countries. India's tech industry is booming. Russia's always been strong in STEM. It's a bridge between them,
Working together, sharing knowledge.
Indian and Russian students in labs together, developing new things. It's exciting. Who knows what they could achieve?
Could be breakthroughs, discoveries, benefiting everyone.
And remember, it's not just STEM. Humanities, arts, it's all there. They want talented people, period. people who can make things better.
So anyone listening, if you're an Indian student and